Or you posted about that young girl that got their love from you.
Correct.
Is that the sort of thing that doesn't get old for you? You see kids kind of enjoy hanging out with you or whatever off the field?
Yeah, 1,000%. In those times, man, it's, I had, I'm hardly ever on Twitter. It's a lot of negative stuff that be on that app, but I got it. Somebody sent it to me, so I got a chance to go see it, and I just tweeted heartwarming, and that's genuinely what it was. To be able to take a step back from, what we do, and go back and have that conversation with that inner kid. If I was that age, when I was that age, and having the opportunity to be at a game and then to be able to get anything, a wristband, headband, glove, cleat, anything, it's like you treasure it forever. And to be able to be a bright spot in Lil Pola's day, that was something that was it was a really cool thing to be a part of, because I think sometimes we don't think much of it, but when you take a step back and you take a look at that impact that it could be having on the person that you're having that moment with, it's super special. And I never take it for granted, and I'm always grateful whenever I get a chance to share a moment like that.
Court, no one's been here longer than you and Garrett, and we make so much of Bo's the captain, he's the quarterback, but do you ever, during the game, talk to him about, hey, you don't need to be perfect, just be you, like, you got this crazy good defense? Do those conversations happen where you got to remind him, like, hey, just be you, we don't need, I'm not saying hero ball, but you don't need to press, you don't need to be over aggressive?
Yeah, man, I think, that gets echoed throughout the entire sideline, from offense, defense, special teams, whether it's Garrett, who's the longest tenured, to, any rookie that's on the team, hey, we all got each other's back at the end of the day. No one single person is going to go out there and be able to go win or lose the game for us. It's going to take every single person on that sideline for us to be able to go out there and have success. And so being able to, I love just looking on it, but hey, bro, we got you. Whether things could be going great, we could be winning 50-0, and I'm like, hey, bro, we got you. Like, he's a competitor, and he challenges himself to be perfect. And like, I tell you guys all the time, that's something that you love to see from your quarterback, someone who, wants to be the best version of themselves, because that's just who they are. That's their character. That's their competitive edge. And, to be able to look at them like, hey, bro, we got you. Like, it's something subtle. Like, it doesn't need to be this whole monologue and this whole, inspirational speech, but it's like a subtle, hey, we got you. It's going to take all of us. And we keep it moving. And, I think he understands that, he knows that. But like I said, it's not just him. It's all of us. Like, we all need to be reminded every now and then that, it's not – the weight of the world isn't on your shoulders. It's on all of us. Like, we as a team collectively go out there and perform to achieve a victory.
Court, on that last play, the cross of the department, Bo said he thought you might have been open after watching it. What conversations do y'all have about how open you probably were?
We didn't talk too much about it, man. At the end of the day, we're just happy that we was able to get the dub. Man, if that was a situation that we needed it, and it came down to like a win or loss situation, I think it would have been more evaluated. But it's something that we looked at and we watched it on film. Hey, we get this situation again. There's a possibility that this could be here, but it's nothing that I don't give them a hard time about it. It's just, we watched it, we laughed about it, we kept it moving, we got the win, and at the end of the day, that's all that really mattered.
Coach Payton's talked about getting off to a fast start. When you guys come out the gate and you get a win, what does it do for the confidence?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I would like to say that, if the outcome was different, the energy would have been the same today at practice. But I don't know that, because we're in this space right now, But, I know that the energy was great coming into the building Monday. The energy was great coming in on the off day yesterday, getting some work in. There's just a different pep. There's a different energy that buzzes around the building. I'm sure you guys have been around this game and sports long enough to know that, winning cures a lot. And winning also, it makes coming to work, and it makes the days worth it. It makes everything worth it, And so, being able to get that first win, especially at home, the energy was amazing inside Empire Field, man. Like like just you could feel the juice. And I mean, I'm gonna have to huge shout out to our defense, man. Them boys freaking they stepped up. Offensively we didn't perform to the standard that we know we're able to perform at, but our defense, man, we've been talking about those guys since the end of last year, rolling into OTAs, training camp, and rolling into this season. They went out there and did what we knew they were capable of doing. And, I'm excited to continue to keep watching them do their thing this year. And, it's on us as an offense to continue to get better so that we can work better in tandem with them and not put them in such hard situations that we got to lean on them as hard going throughout the rest of the season. But big shout out to them boys, man. From the front to the linebackers to the secondary, they stepped up when we needed them most. We put them in some tough situations when we turned the ball over, and they stepped up and went out there and performed when we needed them. And, man, I appreciate them boys, man. They worked the butts off, and it showed on Sunday, and looking forward to watching them do what they got to do the rest of the year.
Coach, to piggyback off of that, Coach just told us that you were the only team that lost a turnover battle and won this past year.
Yeah.
How encouraging is that to know that even if you don't have your best game, that you can still come out with wins?
Man, I mean, there have been. I'm not gonna say that one. I get crucified. I feel like it's really nice to be able to know that as an offense, if we aren't at our best, that we have, the other side of the ball is gonna come and show up and take care of business. And there's not one day of whether it's practice, whether it's meetings, whether it's a game, there's not one day that I show up and I'm like, I don't know if our defense is going to be able to do it today. Like, I have the utmost confidence, belief, and faith in our defense, man. And they prove it week in and week out. I know it's only week one, but just in terms of how training camp has been going and how week one went, man, those dudes show up and they go to work and they started very strong of proving why they are one of the best defenses in the NFL. And like I said, I just look forward to watching them boys continue to ascend, because I don't see them looking at this game and saying, we finished, like, we're good. Like, it's like, nah, like, they know that they got more in the tank, and they know that they're capable of being able to go out there and even getting more turnovers and having more stats and making it really hard for offenses.
What's your assessment been of the Colts defense, and just what do you guys need to do to get off to a fast start as the offense?
Yeah, shoots. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just us as a whole, not putting our defense in the situation that we put them in with turning the ball over. I think that if we're able to control the line of scrimmage, if we're able to control time possession, if we're able to, take care of the opportunities of when we get into the red zone, scoring touchdowns and not just field goals, I think that's going to help us as a collective be able to have a chance to be able to come out with a victory. And then, I think if we do that, then it helps our defense be able to be in a good position to go out there and play the way that they need to play so that we can ultimately have success. Yeah, man, they got some good pieces over there. They played us hard last year. They got a new D coordinator, but they got some similar pieces, some new faces, but similar pieces. And it's going to be on us to, have a great week of preparation so that we're prepared to go in there and play fast and continue this fast start.
All right, Court, thank you.
Thank y'all.